Hey guys, it's Joe from Finding Faith. I wanted to take a couple minutes and continue my Bible verse series. You can see my other videos doing this series if you click on the links in the description. There's also a link to my Facebook page and other relevant videos. So I'm on verse number 23 that I memorized. This is 1 Peter 2:20. For what credit is it if when you sin and are beaten for it, you endure? But if you do good and suffer for it, you endure. This is a gracious thing in the sight of God. This is a verse that I reference in my video where I talk about how there is a blessing in persecution. That'll also be linked in the description. But I really like this verse. Basically it says, God really does view suffering as something that is gracious. Suffering on the account of sin? Not necessarily. At least not if it's your own sin. So basically suffering is inevitable, but there is good in suffering for God, not in suffering for sin that you have committed. It comes down to what you do and how that is viewed in God's eyes based on that. Alright, number 24. This is actually a very long section of Proverbs. It's Proverbs 3 verses 1 to 12. It's going to be the longest section of video I've done without cuts in a while. Proverbs 3, 1 to 12 says, My son, do not forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commandments. For length of days and years of life and peace they will add to you. Let not steadfast love and faithfulness forsake you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. So you will find favor and good success in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make straight your path. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. It will be healing to your bone, to your flesh, and refreshment to your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth, and the first fruits of all your produce. Then your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will be bursting with wine. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, nor be weary of his reproof. For the Lord reproves him whom he loves, as a father the son in whom he delights. So I made a minor mistake. I said path instead of paths. There were a couple times where I kind of forgot where I was going for a moment. I need to review that particular piece of scripture more, in part because it's just a really important series of verses. And it all really just comes down to the idea of just really putting all your faith and trust in God. And knowing that all these things that we want, favor, health, we want an abundance of things, God will provide all of those as long as we trust in him. Easier said than done by a long shot, but it's worth it. And I have moments in my life where I experience this, but I also find myself turning away in little ways. And that's where verses 11 and 12 kick in a little bit, because they help you remember, discipline is inevitable, and it is not to be despised. Alright, last one for this video. The 25th Bible verse I memorized is Lamentations 3:22. It's kind of the stock Lamentations verse, but it's easily the one that stands out the most to me personally. Lamentations 3:22 says, The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. Now the idea here is very simple on the surface, a little bit deeper when you realize Lamentations is it's a book of lamentations. Most of the book is pretty sad, and then you have a verse like this that just really stands out. And it's good to remember that God has so much mercy and so much love for us. Obviously, based on earlier verses from this video and other verses within the Bible, it's clear that our response and our relationship with God is going to ultimately determine his love. But if we really have our faith in God, and if we're really living lives of faith, then we will experience his mercies and his love. So if you're not doing that, I would encourage you to do so. I have other videos on my channel to talk about Christian concepts. I have my testimony. I'll link that and some of the other videos in the description below. Okay, and with that, I think that's a really good place to end the video. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Go ahead, like, comment, share this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day or a blessed night.